All right. So, fucking every time I go to hit record for this, I almost accidentally click on go live, which I really don't want to do that. Rather not have this going live on Twitch, but whatever. Welcome to my first video confessional of this season. I do apologize if this, if I'm a bit off or weird with this, dealing with some mental health stuff, but I figured, while I'm doing work, might as well get this out of the way, see if this helps. So, made myself a little list to try to help myself, keep going, through this, and make sure that I cover everything that I'm wanting to cover. Not a whole lot to go through, considering, we're still in the beginning. But yeah, I guess to start off, addressing the first tribal that we had. So I got a little bit worried with that at first because I woke up. Obviously, I've been on a weird sleep schedule. My son has, or not just has, he's always shifting his sleep schedule, and I have to stay with it because I'm a stay-at-home parent. So my schedule is going to be all over the place this season. But so I woke up, and most everyone had voted already, and I had only been messaged by Joel and Knight, both of which told me the vote was Tom. So I immediately did not feel too comfortable because, most everyone had voted, and they were the only two to contact me. And it was a vote against someone that I did not want to take out. So I was like, shit, I must be kind of like bottom of the tribe. Oh boy, great start, because Lucky is always used to being on the bottom of tribes. That's, I hate being on the bottom, but it's kind of where I thrive. I thrive on that anxiety. But Joel made the mistake of also mentioning, like, hey, also, I heard Knight's name out there, but pretty sure the vote's pretty unanimous on Tom for the most part. So that opened me up to being like, oh, huh. So if Knight is on the table, even by one person, that gives me wiggle room to figure out what's going where and to try to convince people to flip the vote if I can. I also knew that being bottom, that was dangerous, but I play a good social game. I'm pretty good at making a lot of votes go the way I want them to. Even if I'm not like, or most of the time I try not to be like too obvious spearheading shit. I try to just make little suggestions and like work different, explanations of tactical things, and then make people really realize things, and then like they start pushing stuff to other people. I keep the attention off of myself, but I get votes where I want them to go. Very important, very great thing. It has taken me a long way and a few orgs now. So once I found that opening and I started talking to people, I found out more and more people wanted Knight than people that wanted Tom. So that worked out really well for me. So the problem there was a lot of people, myself included, like I'm flexible because this first tribal of the game, first tribal for us. I wanted to make sure I didn't step on any toes. I needed to solidify myself in a comfortable spot, whether it meant voting where I wanted to or voting where I needed to. So I could have voted either way, but, obviously I was going to push for Knight. But there were a few other people that were very much, like, playing the middle, especially Will. He's wanting, I think he's wanting to play the middle through this whole thing, and I'll get to that. I have that on my list. But yeah, he was like, I want whatever side has the majority. So I was like, all right, I'm going to try to work the majority on Knight. So I had to talk to people, and so everyone was basically like, oh, well, where's the majority? Where's the majority? Where's the majority? Sounds like it's on Tom. We're going to have to vote Tom. I'm like, dude, we've got like 4 of us saying, that we might have to vote Tom because of the majority. We've basically got a majority. Let's just solidify ourselves on Knight because that's who we all want. So then it came down to needing one person to swing the vote. I think it was Fim. If I remember correctly. And so, yeah, because Cassidy and I messaged them, and Cassidy was like, oh, yeah, I think they want to vote Tom. And then they immediately came to me and I was like, yeah, I think I want Knight. So perfect. We had our majority. I got that all actually set up because Will was very much like, he seemed a little unhappy that Cassidy and Finn both had not messaged him, which, I mean, I understand that, especially since Cassidy was actively messaging me at the time. But he was like, so I until I hear from both of them, I'm keeping my vote on Tom. And I kept reassuring him, I'm like, hey, Cassidy for sure wants to vote Knight. Like, this is a for sure thing, whether you hear it from them or not. Like, I'm hearing it from them. They want Knight. And then Fim came to me and said the same thing. So I got that solidified together. Instead of keeping everybody in the middle or leaning towards Tom, I made sure it was known, like, hey, all of us want Knight. Let's vote Knight. So we flipped that vote. Got that right where I wanted it. That worked out great. Part of me kind of regrets it now a little bit, but I think I would have been in the situation, like the reason why I'm regretting it, the situation I'm in currently, I think I would have been in that spot no matter what. So, I don't know, I'm kind of regretting it, kind of not. Because after I came back from the Love Hotel for this recent vote where Joel went out, I found out that even though I was in, a top part with that majority, that I might still technically be in the minority of the group because that was 2 of 3 opposing people down. And apparently all of the information of the Joel vote, at least according to Will, this could possibly be not true, I'm hoping. But according to him, the information came from Tom, Cassidy, and Fem way later after the fact. They all 3 told me that it kind of became unanimous and that like nobody was talking until the end. But Will thinks that the 3 of them have an alliance and that they kind of took control of that vote. And then after they decided, they started telling everyone else and getting everyone else on board. So if that's the case, that means that Will, Julia, and I are on the bottom right now. Simply because there's no alliance. I've been thinking about creating an alliance with the 3 of us to kind of have a counter for that. But Julia's already countered us on a vote, which doesn't look good. Also, I hadn't until today really had any contact with her. But that's changed as of today. I'm willing to work with her as long as things go good. Also, things depend on another thing I'm getting to in a minute. So yeah, we might be in a minority. I don't know. But upon coming back, conversation with them, except for Cassidy, really. But even that one was a little strained. Like, a conversation with the 3 of them was kind of really, like, not how it was. Because beforehand, I was able to talk to all 3 of them. Like, we just kept conversation going, especially with Fem. But today, trying to talk to Fem was, like, really difficult. Like, I tried to, like, ask about things and talk about things, and then I was getting a bunch of, like, oh, yeah, oh, cool answers. Like, no actual sustenance, no, like, continuing the conversation. So I feel like there's an alliance there that I may not be as in with as I thought I was, which kind of scares me. So to take it back a few steps, so ended up going to the Love Hotel with Fauna, and we both risked our votes, obviously, as you guys know. And Fauna lost hers, and I ended up getting an extra vote, which is fantastic. I've never, ever gotten an idol, never gotten an advantage of any kind before, so this is a first for me. It's exciting, especially with it being an extra vote. That could go a long way for me. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to hold on to it as long as I can, but if I really, really feel like I need it, I'm going to use it. So then I came back for, or after the vote, and so with Joel going out, I had a feeling that's where that was going, because of the fact that Joel, just kind of played a little sloppy. Like, I really liked talking to Joel. I do. It's sad getting rid of them. But apparently they had given out like 4 or 5 names on the Tom vote to different people, and everyone was really off-put by that. According to Fem, they wanted Joel gone during that first vote, but had no way to actually make it feasibly happen, so they waited until this vote, which kind of shows that Fem definitely does have some sort of manner of trying to control votes, some manner of power in some way, or at least whether or not it's power, like they have the idea of wanting to have that power of making things happen. That already is kind of dangerous if I can't get in with them, which I honestly hope I can. I'm going to keep trying. I'm obviously not going to give up. My social game's good as fuck. I should be good, even if I have to get in with another group that's not them. Oh, well, you know. But I'm going to try. And, alright. So I've been talking with Will a lot, especially since, you know, we're kind of on the bottom together. He's been talking to me the most out of everybody at this point. I'm kind of playing into, I mean, I'm doing this with everybody, playing into what they want to hear, you know, saying the things that I need to say to make them more comfortable with me, to make them work with me. Keeping people comfortable is ideal. So he's been vocalizing very much that, like, he wants other people to do the work for him. He wants to comfortably skate by with the majority without having to do any work and without having to really do anything to please the majority. As long as he's with them, he's safe. That's all he cares about. That's not a good thing going down the line, because that means that ultimately he's not going to have any actual loyalty anywhere unless he gets attached to anyone and becomes loyal. But as of right now, he's showing no loyalty. It's just playing safety. That's not great. So I'll probably work with him for a while, as long as it benefits me. But whenever things start coming down to needing to be more serious, if he's still around and if I'm still around, I'm probably going to have to cut him eventually. I mean, obviously, I'll have to cut a lot of people if I'm going to win this thing. But, yeah, someone like that cannot go on long. So we'll see how far he gets and if he changes. Obviously, I'll update on that as things go. So this joint challenge opening up with the joint tribal and stuff has opened new avenues for me. A lot of people are very nervous about this because of the fact that it's a joint tribal and anything could happen. This is honestly really welcoming to me. Considering how stressful the other org that I'm in right now at the end of has been so stressful since merge, I am very, very welcoming of this. Like, I'm getting to meet new people. I'm getting to open up avenues for alliances. I'm getting to have some extra cushion, which has been going great because Fauna's got some connections with Peter and Marcus and Jake. I haven't talked to Jake yet. I need to do that. But I've been talking to Peter and Marcus, and I really like both of them. Jake's been talking to Will. So we're trying to get that group together and try to see if we can tack on a few more people so that we can have like a majority for this vote. That would be cool if we could lead a vote, but I don't think there's a whole lot of anyone. I mean, unless we decide to take out Fem or Cassidy, take that power dynamic down a notch. That might not actually be a bad idea. Otherwise, with so many people and so many things happening, it might not be a bad idea to take out one of their tribe, since we've had to get rid of 2 of ours already. But again, taking down the power dynamic of the possible trio, that could help late game, honestly. And could potentially create an opening for me to get in. As long as they don't know that I vote against them, that, you know, I'm one of the people that was on that. Somehow people always know, though. I don't know how. Like, even on huge votes where it's not obvious who voted who without saying, somehow people always know exactly who was what parchment, apparently. That's something I've come to learn in a bunch of orgs, because I've tried to play shit off, and people are like, yeah, no, I know exactly which one was you. It's this one. I'm like, wow. Okay, cool. Don't know how you know that, but fantastic. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go. If I can create an opening, that's more cushion for me. Cushion is very important to get further and be safe, obviously. So, yeah, I addressed that. Will wanting to work with me and everyone, but hoping they do all the work. That's straight up what he told me, is that he, like, with this majority that we're trying to work on, he straight up told me that he hopes we can get it together and that they do all the work for us. Like, he doesn't want to actually do any work. He doesn't want to contribute. He just wants numbers to protect him and do all the work for him. Again, not good. That's got to change later, or he's got to be gone later. Like, I really like him, but that's not good to keep around for my game. So, as for my advantage, other than Fauna, Will is the only one that knows about it. I'm trying to instill some trust in him, especially since, you know, we're both most likely tribe bottoms. So I told him, you know, that I haven't told anyone at all other than Fauna, and that I've got that in my pocket. So if we need it, we can use it. He doesn't seem too stressed about needing to use it. So, you know, whether he is or not, it doesn't matter. It's my advantage. But like he seems chill about it. So as long as he doesn't tell anyone else or hasn't told anyone else, like, we're good. I know that's a bit of a gamble, especially since he wants to please other people and have them do stuff for him. He has plenty of reason to tell people about my advantage to get them to trust him. Whatever, if it happens, it happens. I'm not too worried about it. As for Fauna losing her vote, apparently Peter, Marcus, and Jake know about that. So, hopefully that doesn't backfire. They seem to like both of us a lot, so should be good. So as of today, Julia finally reached out and made contact with me. I think I mentioned that. She seems really nice. I am open to getting to know her and potentially work with her if things work out. She's closer to my age than a lot of people in orgs have been recently, so that's kind of refreshing. Because I've been playing with a lot of like minors and like older teenagers or people that are in like their 30s and 40s and shit. So it's cool to have someone who's like very close to my age to play with. It just sucks that it took until now. Like, I understand why I don't hold it against her. Life's crazy. She's been busy, you know, but it sucks that it took until now with, you know, her going against us on a vote and, you know, us being 2 tribals in to finally have that contact and start potentially working together. But, you know, we'll see where that goes. As for the people from the other tribe I've been talking to, Peter has been fantastic. So we have kind of org history together, very brief org history together. My very first ever org, the Everglades, he was in that with us, but he had been really burnt out on orgs, and I don't think he anticipated being as burnt out as he was by the time we started. So he was completely AFK. Like, I had not gotten to speak to him at all. So he was our first boot. Like, that was the only time, other than this org, that I've ever had a first tribal ever. So yeah, he was our first boot. So actually getting to talk to him this time has been fantastic. We've been talking a whole lot of org shit. He's just really nice, really cool. I'm very happy that I'm getting to talk to him. So getting to work with him down the line is gonna be fantastic. I really like him. He also mentioned, and I'm suspecting this as well, that we might have a swap after this. It could potentially be a swap to 3 tribes of 5, which a swap would help shake things up a little bit, especially with the power trio, and will open up a better availability for me to work with people, and get to know more people and have more cushion. As long as it doesn't lead to more tribals for me and me getting cut, that would be the only problem. So I'm honestly excited to see where things progress from here, how things go, what happens after this. And also, Fauna is supposed to teach me how to be a villain, because I've never played villain before, ever, in my orc history. So I'm excited to get to learn how to be a villain and test it out this season. I have a feeling I may not do it outside of this season, or maybe I'll like it and I will do it. I don't know. I'm an anxious person who doesn't want to piss people off. So I don't know. I may not, but I'm excited for the experience. You know, get to try it at least once, get to learn how to do it. It'll be fun. Other than that, I don't really have any more notes at all. I guess the only other thing I could say is I still have to do my challenge. I have to give the candies to people. I'm gonna do some mental, not calculations, but estimations. That's the word. Gonna do some mental estimations. See how I'm going to plan this out. See what I can do to possibly disrupt numbers, because, like, considering this is, it's been said that every detail is going to be put out there. Obviously, people are going to be trying to kiss ass. People are going to do things for the people they like to try to get in good. I want to shake shit up. I want to do just a little bit of ass kissing. Like, because I like the power trio, I might give a candy to one or two of them. And then I'm going to try to give some to people I don't know. And some people kind of in the middle. I don't want to make it too obvious that, like, oh, I'm only giving stuff to the people I like, or only people that I'm, like, closely allied with. I don't want to make that obvious. I want to do a little bit of, like, okay, here's for people I like. Here's for people I haven't spoken to. Here's for people in the middle. Like, nothing too revealing for me. I want to shake it up a bit. But I also want to do it in a way where, I think Cassidy and Fem might get quite a bit of them. They might be higher numbers because people, like, they're very likable people. They're very good social players. So I want to try to curb that and not also feed into that very much. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, that's all I have to say. That's it. So yeah, cool. 22 minutes. Good for my first video confessional for this org. So hope you guys enjoyed.